Okay, go.
Hey, Tom, this was Dave from Missouri. And
so what were you talking about?
Well, I don't know the gentleman's name here, but he was involved with some UCC, or he has been doing some UCC stuff. And from what I've gathered so far, he hasn't joined the group yet. I mean, the Yahoo group, I was going to try and help him out. I think he was trying to get a Yahoo account or something here.
Okay. Yeah, you have to first get a Yahoo account and then sign in.
Okay.
And we'll have some people talk to people in the background. Please, if you're going to do that, star 6 or so, which won't mute.
Okay. Right now, that's where I'm at, trying to make, unfortunately, I just had somebody take the attention away from me for a little bit, so, Yahoo groups. Okay.
Hey, I've got a question. Is Patrick Devine going to be on tonight?
Yes, he usually makes the calls.
Oh, okay, because I came in last night, and I never went on this show before except last night, and I wrote information down. So I'm calling in, and I'm spreading the word, that it's a really good group, and I just want to listen and learn because Patrick, I've talked to him once before, and what I'm trying to do is these concepts that he came up with the words and definitions and doing different things with the post office and all this stuff. And I'm just trying to get everything consolidated so it's a lot of knowledge to assemble,
One of the things you will want to do is go to the link section of the Yahoo group, and in the link section, find the link for the Anderson Dictionary, and download.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
It's about 58 megabytes.
Wow.
And you then look up the words by doing Control F in the Adobe Reader, and that'll take you you may have to go all over the place, but that's one way to look through it.
And also, there's a bunch of recordings of the phone calls you can need to listen to, some of them, too.
Yeah, great. I like to listen to, especially Divine. He has a good way of explaining things from a historical looking perspective and different things, and it's always a good to see it from different perspectives,
Yes.
What you're doing and how you're doing it. I'm doing one of the Postal Union of the Daily Haydo, of the 1961, of that act, the Postal Union, because one thing that I love about the post office is because there could be no fraud involved in it. And if we take on that position as ex rel or something, then we can move under international law and keep ourselves under international. And that's what I did. I went and got a DOT number for the federal government, and this is where I'm running my company, because once you license your company properly, you can come in as a non-exclusive agent. And this is the way I'm bringing everything back together and putting it under one umbrella of the Postal Union and moving forward that way. And
Patrick is not using the Postal Union, though. I think we will eventually be using the post office as a bank.
Right on. It used to be a bank in the old days.
Yes, it used to be.
And I like to see all that restored. If Patrick can, we can come up with some ideas. I talked to the postmaster in D.C. one day, and it was quite interesting because some of this stuff they don't even know. I mean, some of these people, it's all lost in history, kind of like. And if we can revive it,
it's still there. We got to get
rid of the corporate
version of the United States.
And it's I'd like to find out how to get involved in that to bring it back to life, because we're the only one can do it. We are the living, breathing. And declare myself the probator and the living trust of the trust, you know, of the estate.
Well, I think you want to go through. You want to go through the way Patrick organizing this. First thing you'll need to do is get an EIN number for your estate.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Thomas, can you ask everyone to mute out? There's a lot of feedback.
Yes, please. We're having that trouble. People are listening to this on speakers, and so if you're not talking, please hit *6, and then we won't hear your conversations in the background or you washing dishes or talking to the kids. And then when you want to talk, hit *6, you know, and bring it in. Okay? So whoever wants to talk, hit *6 again and talk.
Are you on the phone?
Yes.
Okay.
Looks like we shut everybody off.
No, I just muted out. It definitely did help, but not everybody did it.
Okay, no, I hear some kids yelling in the background.
Hey, kids. All right.
This is Patrick. I'm on the line now.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi.
Yeah, we were just talking to some new people coming on, relating their experiences, and we said they've got to. We're not doing DOT numbers and UPUs right now, and that they've got to learn starting from the estate EIN and 56 and go forward.
Wait. Somebody's on the line there, and you got to mute out. You got a bunch of background. You either got your speaker on or something, okay? If you want to join in the call, then to ask a question, then you can *6 to come back in. The *6 to mute out, so that the background music or noise isn't disrupting everybody else.
Right. We were trying to tell people that. I guess we finally got that person to do it. Thank you.
You have to speak over the noise in some cases to get the attention.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you got that affidavit posted up there on the site today, right, Tom?
Yes, I got that, and the custom 1099-V and your new visitor cards.
Okay. Put the 1099-Vs to the side, okay? I'll explain why here in a little bit. But I want to address this affidavit, okay? People need to know, and I tried to lay everything out in that affidavit about what's going on here, how they've gotten control over us, about the 14th Amendment, and then also about the Trading with the Enemy Act, and basically then getting us to basically be in violation of Article 3, Section 3 of the Constitution. Therefore, they could take our assets and hold them away from us.
Okay, it would be good if everybody went to the American Tax Collector folder and pulled up the Affidavit of American and Biblical Treason.
You need to understand those words that I put in there, okay? I put a bunch of definitions up there for people, especially the word light, L-I-G-H-T, out of Anderson's Dictionary. And see, you can only claim your inheritance by an express grant. And that is done with that foreign grantor trust. That is your expressing of the grant to claim your assets, the right to your assets. Okay, someone's still got some background.
Yeah, someone still has their mic open, and we can hear background noise.
Okay.
That sounds better. Thank you.
So you can look that over, and I wanted Tom to try and post that up. If you had any questions about it, I sent this off to my regional Supreme Court judge, telling him that I wanted, that I was demanding that basically those two laws, the 14th Amendment Act and the Trading with the Enemy Act, be removed from the Constitution, okay, as invalid laws, that they are committing an act of treason against the people. So I haven't heard anything back from them. I don't know what I will. But the more people that get this into their Supreme Court judge, representative, then basically the better off we will stand in putting the claim in to get those off the books. Now, you have to basically do your estate EIN, okay, for your Social Security account, and also that ties in your certificate of live birth that are being held by the United States Corporation. Okay. Then you do the foreign or grantor trust, and I tried to address some of that stuff yesterday on the SS4. You don't fill out the SS4, but you can use it as a reference when you call them up on the phone. Okay? Either that or else you do the 3520 and the 3520A form and get a request for the estate or for the express grant in the form of the foreign grantor trust. Now, you have two creditors out there then. You have your estate as a creditor, and you have the foreign grantor as a creditor. You do a 1099-C against, like, your utility company, against the taxes. Your estate is the one who is the creditor on those 1099-Cs. They are the debtors. You cancel their debt. Now, if you've gotten the services, then you stop right there. You don't fill out 4, 5, or 4, 5, and 7. You leave them blank. Now, if you paid out of your back pocket, or if you have not gotten the full services, like on property taxes, you don't have any kids, you would turn around and claim the school taxes back because you didn't get those services. And you would fill that in line 7. Then you turn around. Someone's still breathing pretty damn heavy in the phone.
Yeah, let me see if I can find the instructions on how to turn everybody off, and then you'll have to come back in. It'll probably take me a few minutes to do that.
Thomas, okay. You're recording, right?
Yes, I am recording.
Okay.
Hopefully everybody knows how to fill out a 1099-C. We've been talking about that for about the last month or so, or more, on getting that. You should order some, make sure you've got those on order. I just turned around and ordered another 90 of them today. Okay? So, you get those out, you get your 1096 forms. You're the one that can cancel the debt. You're the only one that can cancel the debt. You do that by way of either your estate, EIN, your Social Security person, or your foreign grantor trust. As being the creditor to cancel that debt. Now, like I said, you fill that out for all the utilities. Your estate is the creditor for all transactions that you're dealing with out here for the utility companies, for the taxes, for the traffic tickets, everything like that. You turn around and put those in, give the C copy to whoever, or the B copy, and you send the red copy into the IRS where it tells you to send it. Hey, who's ever listening, cover your mic, please. You're breathing too heavy into the damn speaker. Just hold your finger over the mic.
They're still doing it. Whoever's doing it is still doing it.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I may have got it now. So anyway, you turn around and
looks like Patrick dropped.
Somebody's not muted out.
I'm still here. I'm just waiting to see what the hell this guy's going to do, or whoever's breathing so damn heavy that is just, I don't know. Okay, anyway, back to the 1099-Cs, okay? You do that for your estate. He's the creditor. You are the fiduciary, and you will do a 1041 to claim the return of those assets. You're not going to get them with the 1099-Vs that we were putting out there. They're not going to honor those. So we turn around and we put a claim in using the 1041, and you can file as many of those 1041s as you want to during the year. You put the initial one in, then you can put an amended one in. You put
So we
down,
do that for the partial withdrawals too?
yes.
Okay.
You can do that under the name of the estate or the trust. It says U.S. income tax return for estates or trust. Most everything on there will be zero, okay? Except down to line 24E, 25, 28, and 29. And then they should be all the same value that you put in line 24E.
That's annoying, that breathing. But maybe it's someone who wants to disrupt.
Yeah. That's not you, is it, Bill?
Maybe you fell asleep.
Do a *6.
So anyway, the 1041 is what you need to file in, okay? You do your 1099-C with the red copy. You send it in with your 1096 into one IRS office. And then a day or so later, you get your 1041 out in the mail. And put it into the IRS to claim that money back. I don't know how long the time frame's going to be, but basically, we'll get it in, okay? Now, That is for that type. If you've got your estate EIN and you've also got your foreign grantor EIN, you can turn around and make your foreign grantor the creditor and the estate the debtor. You cancel $1 million or so, and you put it in, and you put in block 5 or block 7 that the debtor has to pay that back. So then that would be your estate. It now has to pay over to you. You put that in, fill that 1099-C out. You send a red copy in with the 1096. Then you turn around and submit the 1041 with the trust as being the name or the foreign grantor trust, and then you're the fiduciary. Now, you can change the fiduciary's name and address on that form, or you can even change the fiduciary. Okay.
So you don't need to do that with a Form 56. You could do that on the 1041.
Well, you should have a fiduciary Form 56 out there, but you can do it right on this form to change the name, the way it's written, or whatever. Okay, and then change the address, fiduciary's address, over to care of or to without the city's estate. Identifying that you are without their jurisdiction.
Then would we use for the name for that fiduciary, would it be the Mr. Given name and then plan name?
Yes.
Okay. So we wouldn't use for that particular fiduciary role the clan name, Given name.
No, you don't use the clan name first. Okay.
Okay.
You use your Mr. Patrick Divine type scenario.
Got you.
That's your right-hand person. That's going to be the fiduciary in this process. You could even put a copy of your W-8 in there if you wanted to, if you've updated that.
So that's just a 1099-C, A part.
Either the 1099-C or the 1099-As.
And what about the B copy?
The B copy you keep, okay?
And the B and the C.
Yeah, you can send, if you want to, you can send the B copy in with that form too. I mean, it talks about sending 1099 copies of the 1099 in, but it never really mentions the 1099-C in this process. Okay, so, and then it sort of just leaves you hanging in the instructions. So read the instructions, see what you think, okay? I'm just giving you my opinion from this point on, okay? I've got you to the right forms. Now it's up to you guys. I've gotten you to try and understand the law in this country and how they messed us over. I've tried to show you the light of where it is in writing. I've tried to explain the Bible to people. And these nitwits out here that want to follow some damn religious nut that doesn't know he's asked from a hole in the ground out here, thinking that he knows everything, even though he's hiding out down in Panama or some damn foreign country. I'm sitting right here, open for total exposure. They wanted to take me out, they could have taken me out.
Excuse me.
All the shit okay? And I mean, I badmouthed and I've cussed them up one side and down the other.
We're talking about the 8WB, is it 8WB?
W8.
Okay. W8BEN. Okay.
No, W8. Okay.
W8.
Not the
okay.
EN or the IMY or whatever. Those others. Just a straight W8, and I've got it posted up on the group. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You try and do those others, and you're going to mess them up because they're tricky in what they're trying to get you to do. And it says on the W8 you can do a substitute. So that's what I tried to make it in the form of a substitute form by taking off most of their nomenclature.
Okay.
Okay, we don't have to do everything that they formed for because we have formed.
So the 1099B, in light of this new process utilizing the 1041.
It's not new. This is over 4 damn years old. I was talking about this 4 years ago, okay?
I recall that. I'm talking about going back to utilizing that particular form as opposed to the 1099Vs that we were looking at.
We're not getting anything out of those 1099Bs, so there had to be something wrong that we were missing. We should be able to take those in and take them right into court if need be, but there's a simpler way. We'll let the IRS do it for us. They've got the money, okay? They've got the TT&L system. They've got all these other places plugged into the system. They can pull the shit out from them.
So if we were to utilize the 1099B for the closure of the birth and the liquidation of the birth,
Attorney General. They've got to broker those, okay? Like I said, about 4 years ago, we can't fill those out, okay? Somebody else has to fill those out, and it's a broker.
Yeah,
the guy that has the bar cards.
But you would still, would you use the 1041 in that particular process or no?
Well, it all depends on what they send back to you.
I see.
You get a couple of these in for a couple $1 million or so, submit it into them, you're going to make some waves, and you're canceling the debt at the same time. They're going to say, well, I guess basically, and you start purging yourself with affidavit of coming out from the dark side, and you purge yourself from the attainer that they have holding over your head. Then you can, and you call them on the carpet as basically what they're doing. You notify the attorney or the Supreme Court judge out there. You're going to make somebody come to light and get you out of the system.
Now, with the affidavit, where would you recommend that we deliver that to?
I said to the Cardinal in Washington, D.C., your state attorney general, the United States Attorney General, and then also to your Supreme Court judge for your district or your circuit. And tell him that you want those two laws removed off the books. The Supreme Court is the only one, after a law has been enacted, that can bring law off the books. Okay, just like the 13th Amendment that everybody was wanting on the books about the title of nobility, to remove the title of nobility. That wasn't to remove the title of nobility of the attorneys or anything like that. That was to remove the title of nobility. The bankers wanted that. We lose our title of nobility, that we would be right where we are right now out here, winning. But they did it in a different route by putting the 14th Amendment in place, and then years and years later putting on the books this fraudulent Trading with the Enemy Act. It says Congress shall have power to declare the punishment of treason, that no attainer of treason shall work corruption of blood or forfeiture, except during the right person attended. Means you while you're living. They blacklisted you. And they don't have to do that. They are just as guilty, if not more so, of treason. That you have to call them on the carpet. This is right out of the New Testament, John 8, where they tried to bring that contract in front of Jesus, known as a woman, to have it stoned to death. Well, it was Jesus' contract, and he sat there and thought about it, and he said, okay, if there's any that is sin-free on this contract, then they can cast the first stone. They weren't. They were all guilty as hell. But the contract was snuck in under deception. You were never in full disclosure, and that's a violation of the Acts of 18 or 1789, I think it was, that they have to give full disclosure in all contracts. I talked about that one about 3 months ago. The laws. I don't know the Bible. At least that's what a couple people out there say, that I'm just a kook. You know, some damn religious minister or something like that, thinking that he knows the hell the Bible's all about. Yes, I'm getting pissed. But I'm telling you, you can take these 1099s, if you've got your estate EIN and you've got your foreign grantor EIN, you can turn around and transfer it out of the estate over into the trust. Delivered to you. Then you bury them in your backyard. But the other, for all the trust or for all the estate contracts that you have out. See, this is not income. None of this is taxable because all the interest that we're getting is subpar. They owe us. They're the debtor. They owe the bill. They're the beneficiary. In all regards, they benefited from the usage of our assets. It was of no benefit to us to be controlled by them. See, that's where you also, when you look up the definition of visit and visitation, and you have the right for the law of self-defense. to come against these guys because they're a belligerent corporate city, state, and country. They're a fiction. And as a visitor, and you are a visitor to this whole planet, your spirit is. So you've always, and you have the right of ascertain, the right of approach, the right of search, and the right of seizure as an official visitor from the American nation, because you are an American citizen. And they tried to adopt you. Okay, so read that affidavit that I have and try and get an understanding of all the stuff that I put in there. Okay, any more questions? *6 if you want to come in and ask a question.
Well, I was curious about the I was looking at the definition of light, that the right of light and air. What exactly is that referring to when it says the right of light and air? I'm not understanding.
It says the right to free access of the sun's rays to one's windows. Okay, these are metaphors. Okay, yes. The sun is basically our substance. Okay, coming in to one's windows, to your entry points. Okay, and the species of easement, spoken as a right to light, air, also as ancient rights. And see, you go back and start. What?
That was what I wasn't understanding. What is that referring to?
It's referring to your right to substance from the earth and basically the air you breathe. The light, the source. Light is the source of energy. Sun's rays are the source of energy.
Yes.
And they're coming in through portals as windows. And you had to have lived 20 years before you can claim. That's what I said. They have these 23 7-year contracts, or 21 years, just like it was in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You had to obtain the age of 20 or 21 before you could claim your rights, lawful inheritance.
This is very powerful because...
Huh?
This is very powerful. I mean, I think a lot of people are only looking at the issues as it pertains to this country, but when you connect this here and a lot of the other definitions in Anderson's to the Bible, you can see that the inheritance is the earth in its entirety.
Right. You have right to the substance of the earth. Mother Earth, a mother always gives something to her children, a defensive system. Okay? Mother will always put galoshes or whatever, or a jacket or whatever on her kids before she sends them out. Right? At least most of them would. Okay? So a mother will always supply protections. And Mother Earth gave us all the assets of the earth for our benefit. Not for a corporation, but for our individual being born from the land benefit. So many people can't get this through their mind about what the hell the Bible says. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's like the usage of number 13 out there. Jesus tried to point it out with the 12 disciples and Jesus. 13. 13 is not an unlucky number. That is probably one of the luckiest numbers out there. But the dark side tries to keep it away from you.
That was the day that the King Phillips and the Pope went after the Knights Templars. That's why they...
Yeah. They try and make it a badass day, but it wasn't. Okay? It was an Enlightenment day that basically they just hung around too long. They knew that this was come down. They knew that they were running against the monarchs out here. They were trying to operate with lawful currency.
Patrick, I think I found the commands to turn everybody off, and then you can come back in. So let me try that.
Okay.
And then the people who want to talk come in and come out.
Okay. I think you got the last guy that was squeaking there, or whoever it was. So yeah, this should be a simple little call tonight. Basically, look over that affidavit, try and understand what it was all saying. Break out your dictionaries, Oxford, Webster's dictionary, and then the Anderson dictionary, and take a look at all these words. Try and get ingrained into your mind. Read what the second commandment says in the Bible about graven things. Understand that basically when you place your on a piece of paper, it is not only on, but the ink goes into the paper, so basically you're burying your signature into that document. And you're the one that gives the document its soul, because it is a taking from you something to bring life to that document. You've got to be like the ghostwriter and basically claim all those souls back from the dark side.
So real quick, what do you recommend to those who are having difficulty acquiring the 98 EIN foreign grantor trust?
Try and understand what they're really having the problem with, okay? They're doing something wrong, because I know too many people that have gone in and called up and got it and had no problem in getting it. So they're doing something wrong. You have to read what it says here about the light. You're coming in to express your grant for the law. I'm coming in to claim my inheritance, and I need this foreign grantor trust to have that claim associated. See, most of the people don't know what they're really going after. They just have heard this, oh, I need to have that. So they call up and basically then they can't substantiate what they're wanting. Okay? You've got to take the time and put the effort in to find out what you're really trying to do. I can't tell you everything because I didn't do it that way. I did it with the 3520 and the 3520A, and I put down my Social Security number as an EIN. The IRS went out and got the number for me. Said that's not an EIN. So they went and got me one.
Yeah, I went that route early, I think actually last year sometime. And I filled out the 3520 and 3520A, and I have yet to receive any response from them. I probably filled it out incorrectly, but...
Yeah, you have to check and take a look and see what you did, okay? Strongly recommend, every time you send a document out, that you always keep a copy of it, preferably on your computer by a scanned document, because then it will be time dated and stamped.
Excuse me, what was the second form beside the 3520, please?
The 3520A.
Okay, 3520.
Read the 1040 form, Schedule B. Okay, it's on there. The same thing at the very bottom, at the back of the Schedule B of the 1040 form, it addresses these two forms, okay, to establish a foreign grant or trust, okay?
Okay, 3220 and 3220A.
But,
okay, perfect.
But
yes.
I told you don't need to go that route. All you have to do, there's a phone number that all you have to do is pick up the phone and call and request it.
Well, one issue that I heard mentioned that some people are having is the operator that they deal with is looking at you having to have a foreign or a address that's in a different country.
You basically now, all you have to say, I am without Sigourney and the state. I am not a corporation, so I am this is a foreign address. You have any problem? Let me talk to your supervisor. Get up the line. Someone up the line knows more than those people down at the lower level.
Go to the top.
How I got my estate EIN number, I called up Georgia, and I complained to the one person that came phone. I said, well, I think I need to talk to your supervisor. I told her a little bit. That wasn't getting me anywhere. So basically they gave me a guy that it was the manager or something. He sat and listened to me for about 15 minutes saying, hey, that guy is a dead man. That's a tombstone name. After about 15 minutes, the guy said, I'll take care of this. About a week or so later, they sent me an estate EIN number. See, I didn't fill out the SS4. I just bitched and complained. I'm a perpetual bitcher. I really wanted to be a pitcher, but I turned out to be a bitcher. You just have to keep trying. Be a thorn in their side, okay? Eventually, they'll give in, especially if you keep going up the ladder. they have to give that to you if you request it. Several people have pulled up that about when you go in for that 98 number or the foreign grantor trust. And see, it's right here in the law under light. It's in numerous places out there. It's in their own regulations. Title 46 of the CFR, or not the CFR, United States Code, Title 46, shipping. It talks about the age of 21. It also talks about the age of 25 in there. These time frames are pointed out at certain places. The Constitution even calls that out. The right to vote at the age of 21. That means you have to have your inheritance if you have the right to vote. You're voting for a corporation if you're voting at the age of 18 or if you're a woman, because it's not per the Constitution. A woman was supposed to marry her man, and basically then the man was supposed to claim her dowry for her and bring it into the household. But we don't go by any marital laws anymore. So, and the corporations, they don't want to have marriage. They only want you to marry them, and then basically they hold it over you. You need to look at how these laws are written, what they're really saying, what they've done, and that all these congressmen and everything else, why are they so damn sick? Why are they most of the villains out there? I mean, what was that one deal that they publish periodically that 200 arrests or whatever, and all this other garbage about drug running and different things going on, and it all turned out to be the House of Representatives or Congress or whatever. Because they're operating in the dark. They're evil, okay? They're all damnable because they're operating in the world of the damned. Don't use the word dear when you address these guys anymore. Use the word damnable. Call them on the carpet for what they really are. Allowing the country to go off and fight and kill our fellow man around the world. To destroy the plant life, to destroy the waterways and everything else that by the corporate structures that they put into place, depriving the people from the usage of proper pure water systems out here. All for their benefit. Putting all the additional pollutants in the damn system that could have been cleaned up, but it's far cheaper to turn around and put them in the food and send them back to the people. Let's kill the people. Yeah, I'm bitching again. Okay. Any other questions on what we're trying to do here? Star 6 if you got a question.
Yes, I have a question. My confirmation letter I received from the IRS for my estate EIN said that I needed to file a 1041 for the tax years going back to 2010.
Yeah, they want you to come in and claim your returns.
Okay.
Yeah, do the 1099-Cs, cancel the debt, and basically claim the asset to be returned to you.
Okay. So
that's really what it comes down. You have no income, okay? Income tax was derived from the usage of the Federal Reserve monetary system, okay, as a foreign product. The ones that are utilizing that are the corporations. They're the ones that owe the income tax, not us.
Now, I missed the deadline date. Do you think there will be a penalty for that?
Oh, hell yeah, they're going to come out and shoot you tomorrow. Come on, Dick, get real. You get a penalty, you cancel it. It's like you go into court and the judge tries to charge you with contempt. I purge myself of that contempt. You can't charge me, Judge. I'm one of the people. I'm not your corporate citizen. The only one that you can have contempt for is a corporate citizen. I'm your master, Judge. Start learning who in the hell you really are. They took all the power that they gave to the judicial system away from the judges by Amendment 11 in the amendments. They gave them too much power in the Constitution. So they took it away from them by passing the 11th Amendment. But see, people don't read the laws. But yet you're held accountable for knowing the laws. But you have to know what laws you're accountable for knowing. You're not a corporate citizen, so you don't need to know those laws. You're a visitor into the city or into the state. You don't need a driver's license. You don't need a title to your vehicle. You're a visitor. Go up to the courthouse and see. They have official visitor parkings in a lot of places. Well, who in the hell is this official visitor? It's you when you claim it. Because you are a principal executive officer, and you're there to visit in an official capacity to ascertain whether the records are right or not. And if they're not right, and if they're causing harm, you have a right to seize, to order the seizure of that item that is causing the abuse or the irregularities out here, the harm, and take it off the books to cancel those bonds. Yeah, you don't go into court as a defendant, or you don't get an attorney. You come in there in the living as a visitor. I said this about a year or two ago about going into the court. You've got those little swinging gates. They look like the gates at a cemetery. Well, what do you do when you go to the cemetery? You're going to visit the dead. Well, everybody in that little area, including the judge, is dead. They're all bonded into the dead world, into the world of the dark.
I have a question for you, Patrick.
Yeah.
By any chance, have you taken some time and looked at the Egyptian Book of the Dead?
That's what half of this stuff is out of, too, okay? All the vampire movies and everything, okay? All the laws that are there. And basically, a lot of this stuff, this is the Book of the Dead was what the Jezebels were doing in Moses' time, what the jewelry was doing later on, and then what they have classified the Jews as doing, the money changers. Right to this present day, the money changers are the ones of the dark side. Right out of the Book of the Dead. Because they were taxing the dead back in the Egyptian time. And they're still doing it. Dead contracts. Was there something else on there that I didn't see, or?
No, there's a couple of pretty interesting passages that correspond to everything that you've been discussing. I think would also even be worthy of just transcribing directly from the book and sending it up to this cardinal and these other individuals, because I'm sure they're aware of these things, because majority of them are members of Freemasonry, Shriners, etc., and they have this information as knowledge that is required for them to know.
Yeah, but basically I think if you just stick with what's right in the dictionaries, okay, and make reference to what is a standard dictionary that is current, the word usage and everything that is common denominator for the present time, you'd be better off than trying to go back and bring up some book like that. The only book that really has any power over them is the Bible, because the Constitution, the original Constitution, was founded upon the Bible. Okay? It wasn't founded upon the Book of the Dead. They tried to keep the Book of the Dead out of this system, and that's they had to kill Lincoln to bring it in. And then they killed Garfield to continue to bring it in, and then they killed Kennedy also. These guys, those three guys were trying to bring some light into the system. But see, they were insiders, and you can't do that as an insider. As an outsider, you can. Yeah, start playing like Wesley Snipes and start loading up your guns with silver bullets.
We need to get him on these conference calls.
Well, I don't know whether he fully understood what he was playing in the movies, but basically this is all, a lot of the stuff is right out of his movies. That's just like whether Nicolas Cage knows all the stuff that he's done in the movies with National Treasure and everything else out here. It's just like I tried to say yesterday. All these people that want to go out and listen to all these YouTubes and everything, especially like some of these, this one woman has worked for 40 years in a damn monetary system. Now all of a sudden she's a whistleblower, and that you listen to her. I listen to her. And I could say, she don't know the monetary system. She really don't. For what the true monetary system is doing in the background here, okay, she's not helping anybody. She only knew about the big money type transactions. She doesn't know about how the little process goes with a mortgage contract or a 3-year contract out here. Why the traffic tickets stay open for 3 years after you paid the bill. That's the questions that people have to start asking. Why?
Why do this
Keep
to you?
it simple. KISS. Find out what the base source of the problem is. But too many people run around with their heads in the cloud and they never see the base of the problem. Okay, any more questions?
Patrick, this isn't a question, but I was looking around today for the Oxford Dictionary, and I found the Oxford English Dictionary available online, and various parts of it from 1888, 1897, 1901, 1903, 1914, and the last part, a supplement in 1933. Is the Oxford English as good as the Oxford Universal?
Well, it might be. The 1933, that's what I got, is the Oxford Universal Dictionary.
Okay.
Big copy of it.
Well, I can post this. Post it. I've downloaded it. I can upload it. Pardon?
Post what you can. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll upload it to the other site there where I can upload because it's almost 3 gigabytes.
Yeah. Well,
so it's a lot
Webster's
of stuff.
was an also good source, but in a lot of cases, if you can cut and paste out of some of them, they come in handy at times. Otherwise, just to have the dictionary and then to sit down and type the thing into the thing instead of cutting and pasting. Now you're actually typing out the words and you're reading them at the same time, and then you're getting more out of it by doing it a little harder, okay? You're putting a little more effort into it. Then you'll get better returns by putting effort into it than to take the shortcut.
Right.
My next question is, we were using we're going to use the 1099Bs, say, for example, after you would cancel the debt with a 1099C for an automobile, you would claim it then with the 1099B. What instrument do you think would be useful in carrying out that procedure without the 1099B?
You can't do it without the 1099B. The 1099B is to close down the contract, okay?
I said 1099V as in urgent.
Oh, we don't need the 1099V. We use the 1041 to get our return. The IRS will go and process the funds around the loop.
So if it's not if you're not collecting, like for example with the automobile, you wouldn't be collecting the fair market value. You'd actually be collecting the property. Because that was what we were writing on the 1099Vs, was the title.
Yeah. And basically, we might have to look over to the U.S. Customs forms to get.
Yeah, I was looking at a couple of those.
You go into the U.S. Customs form site and see this is a customs transaction. And they have a form over there that basically is dealing with manufacturer's titles.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so that might be where we have to go to get the manufacturer's title. But to get the assets from the certificate of title to the vehicle that the state is holding, you turn around, you do a 1099-B with that, and you submit that into the state attorney general's office.
Okay. Well, thank you, Patrick, for your time.
No. See if there's anybody else got any other questions there. Not that I have all the answers, but I'll give you what the hell my opinion is.
Yeah, Patrick, I got a question.
Yeah.
But back to that Wesley Snipes deal. He knew explicitly because he was executive producer of all three of those films.
Okay.
But anyway, my question is about the fiduciary versus beneficiary. Because according to my understanding on Anderson's, it would be more, and it's going to sound redundant, more beneficial to be the beneficiary versus it is to be the fiduciary, because that would seem like it would be a negative thing in terms of what I thought I understood under the definition.
Well, all they have on the form, okay, is basically a name and title of fiduciary, okay? And that you're coming in as the fiduciary over that estate or whatever, okay? So you're the master, whatever, and basically you put down your title as PEO or whatever you want as in that. Customs, customer, PEO, okay? Customer is one who collects the customs. And see, it says U.S. income tax return, but it's really a tax return. So it really includes custom taxes also, because there is no custom tax return out there. So we have to use this. And basically they're the ones that are have the income, and it's their tax that we are trying to get returned to us. They left out several words in the definition of what they've got up there. You have to fill in the spaces, just like the Bible. You have to fill in the holes because it's a holy Bible. These guys are wizards at leaving words out.
I have a question.
Yeah, speak up.
Hey, Patrick, can you hear me?
Yeah.
On your affidavit, the end of it, it says by and by. Can you explain that?
That's out of the Bible.
Cool.
By and by means by two.
Yeah.
Okay? So you put by and by, and then you sign. The first one is the upper by, and then the lower one is the next by.
Wow, that is cool.
One under the other.
Wow.
By and by.
You sound like you're losing your voice. Also, you said for the 1099-C to attach a 1041. I'm looking at the 1041. Is it A, B, C? There's like a whole bunch of them.
No, we only do the 1041, not the other
Oh, yes. Those are schedules. Okay, I get it. All right. I won't bug you. All right, cool.
And see, you don't attach the 1041 to the 1099-C. You do the 1099-C, then you take the information from the 1099-C and put it onto the 1041. The 1099-C normally goes one direction. The 1041 goes a different direction.
So you have to split them up.
In the same building, but they're going to end up at a different post office box.
And when you send the 1099-C, you just send in the red copy. That's all.
You send a red copy in, and then see, especially if you're doing one from the to where your foreign grantor trust is the creditor and your estate is the debtor, you're going to end up with both the B and the C copy. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to, you could always put the B copy along with that 1041, because basically the debtor is being held by the Treasury.
Well, most cases people don't have the foreign grantors. I think most of us have just the estate EIN. So we would put the estate EIN as the debtor.
That's not in most cases, okay? In most cases, most people don't even have the damn estate EIN.
All right. That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you do have the...
In that case, you would just, you would use your Social Security number as the debtor's number.
Not your estate?
Well, since you don't have an estate, you can't claim an estate, okay?
No, if you do have an estate EIN.
Okay, if you got the estate EIN, then you use that number as the creditor, okay? But you're really using your federal identification number, which is your zip code +4.
And the debtors?
But then on the 1041 form, you would be coming in as the creditor. That's when you would put your employer identification number or your EIN number on there.
Okay, I'll have to play around with that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You have to look and read the instructions.
Yes, and you said it's a good idea. Should we tweak the American Affidavit a little bit so it's different, or keep your format?
No, you can make it however you want to. I mean, if you want to take out some of those words you think I got too carried away, take them out. Reword it to where you understand it.
Right.
That's what an affidavit is. You have to be able to understand it, and then you're going to stand behind it or upon it.
That's why I was wondering the by and by. That's very interesting. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll mute.
It's just like graven idol, okay? Graven, that means it's in the graveyard. It's dead. Idol, IDOL. Well, basically, you also, an idol is something that is at rest. So it's idle, IDLE. It's an idle soul. Sig nature, dead nature. Yeah, I mean, when you get into playing around with these words, and basically you can have a lot of fun with them. Red dare, okay? Red dress or red rest. Redress is what everybody calls it, but it's red dress. Everything's in the red. Redare means to return to you, give back.
Gotcha.
Okay. Thank you.
So now, you gonna teach classes, or you gonna ride off to the sunset?
I'm just about ready to go somewhere.
Patrick?
I don't know where.
Get a massage.
Yeah.
Patrick,
I
got a
gotta
question.
get these things in the mail tomorrow. I'm gonna put it in for $1 million against my estate. I've got about $321,000. I've got to finish those 1099-Cs up and get that in for the estate on that one. And then for the trust, I'm going to put one in, a claim for $1 million against my estate. What the hell? Going to wait 3 days, turn around, put another one in.
So, Patrick, on the 1099-C, we just do the creditors, and we add a 1041 to that and send it in later. We don't do the debtors. We don't do the debtors on the 1099-C, do we? Just the creditors? I think I'm confused.
Okay. The estate or your foreign grantor trust is always going to be the creditor on the 1099-C.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So,
Okay.
Okay. And the
Now, the utility company, the court, they're always the debtor.
Mm-hmm.
The tax, the treasury for the state, whatever, they're the debtor. You cancel the debt that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay, got it. I think I got it, yeah.
And then, see, your estate is laying out there in the penitentiary in Washington, D.C., so he is the debtor to you as the living. And you utilize your foreign grantor trust as your accessing port, your right-hand person, to act as the creditor over that estate. So that's how you write up that 1099-C, is that the trust is over the estate.
Creditors. Okay.
Yeah.
And the debtors is whoever it can be, any multiple debtors.
Yeah.
And you always check.
They're always a corporation or your fictional person out there, if it's the Social Security account or whatever, that certificate of live birth. Those two accounts are the debtor to you.
So you can actually use your Social Security account as your debtors.
Huh?
Can you use your Social Security as your debtor?
Yes. No.
No. Oh, okay.
Okay. Your Social Security is going to be the creditor.
Right.
If you don't have an estate EIN.
And if you do have your EIN, you use that instead.
You put, you use your post office box, but the account you're going to be drawing from is either going to be down at the bottom, is either going to be your Social Security account or your certificate of live birth account.
Oh,
you're going to use the debtor as the utility company or the property tax people or the bank or whoever. They're the debtor.
But the account
you're canceling their debt that they owe you.
Oh, and then the account would be either your EIN or your Social Security or your date of birth, your EIN or your certificate of live birth.
Yeah, you can either put your EIN or your certificate of live birth or your Social Security account down below.
Oh, okay.
As the account number.
I think I just had an aha moment. Okay, cool.
Okay.
And then if you did an overpayment, like for example with a bill, you would use the 1099A to then claim back what it was you paid out of your back pocket.
Well, not necessarily. You can if you could also now if you paid 2 months ago out of your back pocket and you want to claim that back, then you do a 1099A for that. That you have to make sure you cancel the debt, that much debt also. So really, you can do all that right on the 1099C. See, that's what it says. Basically, they tried to shorten it down to where you really didn't need to do too much on the 1099As.
I think I'm slowly understanding these things. I had to go back and look over all the material, but coming together.
Okay.
Patrick?
Yeah.
On a mortgage, so we're just going to be using a 1099C then? We won't have to do a 1099A?
You don't have to do the 1099Bs. Just put them on hold.
We just cancel the debt to get the mortgage taken care of then.
Yeah, we just come in and we cancel the debt. We endorse the bill back to them, and we cancel the debt. And they basically do your set-off. And we will see you in the IRS's office.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yes, hi. How you doing? Come on in. Go turn on the microphone here.
Yeah, we've been making this thing too damn complicated all along.
I was very confused. Now I'm getting a little bit better at it. Thank you.
Okay.
We've learned a lot in the process, though.
Yes. We are the light of the world.
We're supposed to be the light of the world.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Man, I want to thank you so much because this, man, I mean, you a hell of a motherfucker to go through this and finish this and then to take us along for the ride. That's just extraordinary to your character, man.
Well, basically, we just need to keep hammering these guys, and if we want to make any changes out here, we've got to rock the boat. Well, we rock the boat in the right way.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't cause harm. We will basically call on the carpet. We'll open up the drapes on the windows so that the light can shine in.
What's going to happen in the new year?
It's hard to say. That's why you need to try and get this thing done as quick as possible.
Man.
Hey, Thomas, someone was trying to get on Skype. Is that joint conference? Is the group name? All right. Somebody's trying to get on.
Let me check. You're talking about the Skype. You're talking about the Skype group.
Yeah, somebody was trying to get on the call, but they didn't have a phone, so they only had Skype. So I told them to do joint conference.
No, we don't do it on the joint conference. The way to join on the Skype is they have to send me a Skype contact request, and then I can add them to my own. Because I have two Skype groups, one for the call and one for our chat.
Which is the call one?
Well, to get on the call, they have to contact me at T. Weidler and give a request saying they want to join the call.
T. Weidler. Okay.
TWIDLAR.
Okay, I'll send that info. I'll mute.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess we're done for tonight then. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you, Patrick.
Hey, thank you, Patrick. I mean, this was an awful lot of information, and I really need to go through it and write it up because you really
just tried to simplify some stuff down. So basically, it wasn't all that much information. I was trying to remove some out of the system, but it's just 1099Cs and that 1041.
That is so much easier.
Yeah, the information you gave us almost really amounts to an instruction sheet.
Okay.
Patrick, hold on. Patrick.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being here, and I'm very grateful. I will try to join in the next conversations. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Your final call, Patrick.
May the light be with.
This may be it. Miss me when I'm gone. Later. Take care.
Later.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Hey, Thomas?
Yeah?
Are we going to do Wednesday night study group?
Yes. I think we got what he laid out for us today.
Oh, God.
Let's talk about it on the chat what we're just going to discuss on Wednesday night. But I think he laid out what we need to do.
Thomas.
Okay?
Thomas.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording now.
Thomas, hold on, Thomas. Thomas.
Okay. Yes?
Can you please post this so I can pull it tonight, please?
Can I please what?
Can you please post the audio so I can grab it, because I don't have internet, so I can only have the opportunity to get it when I can.
I have to download it from the other site and post it up. Do you have an email?
Yes.
Okay. Can you? Are you on the group?
Yes. Of course I am. Of course.
Okay. Well, I'll post it up there, and I'll also post a link to where it is.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Thomas.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.